Okay, let's imagine this. You're a student, right? And you're sitting at your desk, which is a disaster. There are books everywhere, notebooks, papers, all over the place. And you're holding your head in your hands because you have an upcoming exam tomorrow that you completely forgot about. And the cherry on top of the disaster is that you left your laptop with a 2% battery. You look up in the sky and you're like, why is life so difficult? And just above you, there's a dark shadow that looks like a giant symbol looming over you. It's like the embodiment of your mistake from earlier today that you didn't realize was actually a mistake until now. This sounds like a movie, but it can also be your everyday life if you've ever procrastinated. So let's talk about it. Have you ever made a silent mistake that ended up costing you a lot later on? We've all been there. Like we've all done something without thinking and then later on regretted it. But sometimes those mistakes can feel so heavy that they just sit on our shoulders. Don't let us move forward. That's what we're talking about today. Our mistakes don't always have to be big. Sometimes they can be little things that seem insignificant at the moment, but end up having a bigger impact later on. For example, let's say you missed an assignment deadline or you didn't study for a test when you should have. At the time, it might not seem like a big deal, but then later on, it ends up becoming a bigger problem. Or maybe you said something you didn't mean to say, and then later on, it comes back to haunt you. We've all had those moments where we think, oh, I wish I could go back and change that. But the truth is, we can't. We can only move forward. So what do we do when we're faced with the consequences of our past mistakes? How do we deal with the silent mistakes that end up costing us a lot later on? First, we need to acknowledge our mistakes. It's easy to try and sweep them under the rug and pretend like they didn't happen, but that's not going to help us in the long run. We need to take responsibility for our actions and accept the consequences that come with them. That doesn't mean beating ourselves up over it, but it does mean acknowledging what happened and learning from it. For example, if you didn't study for a test and then you failed, don't just beat yourself up about it. Instead, figure out what went wrong. Was it that you didn't have enough time? Did you not understand the material? Once you figure out what happened, you can take steps to prevent it from happening again. Maybe you need to start studying earlier, or maybe you need to ask for help when you're struggling. Whatever it is, take some time to reflect on what happened and how you can improve next time. But what if you're not the one who made the mistake? What if someone else did something that caused problems for you? In that case, it's important to communicate with them and try to resolve the issue. This might be hard, especially if you're not good with confrontation, but it's important to stand up for yourself and let them know how their actions affected you. If you're not able to resolve the issue with them, then you might need to seek help from someone else, like a teacher, counselor, or trusted adult. Ultimately, it's not their fault. They probably don't even know that they did something wrong. By communicating with them, you can help them understand the consequences of their actions and hopefully prevent them from happening again in the future. It's easy to get stuck in the past and dwell on our mistakes. However, it's important to remember that we can't change the past, but we can learn from it and make positive changes for the future. By acknowledging our mistakes, taking responsibility for them, and learning from them, we can move forward in life and become better individuals. So next time you find yourself stuck in the past, take a deep breath, forgive yourself, learn from your mistakes, and move forward.